So we're at 3755 Northampton, and you can look down the block. It's like classic Chevy Chase. It's really in the heart of everything. There's a playground and tennis courts, basketball courts across, and the library right there. And there's Connecticut. It's really close to the Safeway, great coffee shop, Jetty's, which is a sandwich shop. There's a lot right there. And it's set back off enough off Connecticut. You can hear the traffic, but it's kind of an ideal location. This house has a bit of deferred maintenance, which is pretty typical when it's been a rental for a while. It is a style that is highly coveted here, but you can see where vines have grown up. These are all older windows, and they have no storm windows. You can see where the caulking is coming out. Also, this end was a porch, and so you can feel the draft inside the way the house is built here, where the porch area is. And this is looking at the backyard, which is quite spacious, and the garage. I'm looking around. But it does definitely need a paint job, and it doesn't look like, other than there's window rot in places, but like the shakes look to be in good shape. The flagstone walk coming up is in really nice shape. The front porch is also in need of a little love. So there's definitely a lot of maintenance on the exterior that needs to be handled. I'm not sure you can see. But it is lovely. And then coming on in the house, this is a really wide, kind of a classic bungalow. This is probably 5, maybe 6 feet wide. And it's classic in so much as really there are 2 first floor bedrooms, which makes more sense. Sometimes people come in and renovate these and open this wall up and have double living rooms. And this is the room with the amazing light that they opened up to the side enclosed porch, opened that wall up. Again, older windows. This is a large room, and the floors are original. They're really quite lovely. They're like the 2.5 inch. It's like a quarter sawn pine maybe, but they're in great shape. And this is looking through to the dining room with the fireplace. The fireplace has a gas insert in it. There are older built-ins in here, and there's been periodic updates to this house over time. It looks like this has what looks to be electric baseboard in this room. Like I said, this is an enclosed porch, so you can feel a little draft coming through. The windows are all original. You can see some of the maintenance issues there. Has pretty trim throughout. Pocket doors coming into the dining room. Then again, looking out, here's the 1 bedroom that they've made a den across, and powder room, and then there is the primary bedroom and going up the stairs. So coming back in, to the dining room and going to the kitchen. So the kitchen is like probably 80s, cheaper kind of plasticky cabinets. It's got Formica countertops with the wood edge, which was big in the 80s. There's this, which is actually a radiator back behind that. So this is central air conditioning and radiator heat, which is lovely. Once upon a time, if you see that hood there, there was an amazing, probably in the 50s or 60s, 36-inch range, which is long gone. But you can see the warming drawers in the, I'll call it the Thermador mini bake oven, because it's not very wide, but man, it's cool. So they left this, and it really is neat. I don't know if it still works, but sometimes they do from the 50s and 60s, but that is the hood that's left over from that era. It's actually really pretty. But the cabinets are nothing to write home about, and this would normally be a kitchen that has all the space, everything in the right place, but would benefit from a much higher end kitchen. Now back here, these windows and these windows are all newer. And maybe they're also probably 80s, but they're wood, double pane. It feels warmer back here. Whenever they did this, it looks like they put in the recessed lighting. They did trim that matches up similarly to the rest of the house, which is nice. And they carried the floors all the way through. And then looking out to the pretty large garage, it looks like the garage also may need a new roof. And you can see backyard is really big. And I'm going to go ahead and finish the rest of the house. This is the stairs to the basement, and I'm trying to let you see it's maybe 6 feet tall in this little strange area. I can touch it with my hand. I can almost put my palm. So I'm about 5'4", but I've got on about 1.5-inch heels today. So here is the primary bedroom. It has these really pretty built-ins. And it has a queen bed in here right now. Because the built-ins, it would be a little tricky to get a king. You'd have to probably take the built-ins on this end out. There's a small closet here. Not sure you can see. Not very wide. Little double doors. And then double doors leading into the ensuite bath, which is where they have most of the closet space for this. Here is the double vanity, the jetted tub, shower, and the little toilet room. Give you a little bit more room to look. Great place for a dresser. Like I said, if you go with a king, I'm afraid this space right here would not be easy to pass through. And then going back out, this is the powder room, and I'm not sure you can tell, but these older doors, sometimes the doorknob is kind of low, and that's the case with this one, as is the little sink, which was probably in the 80s when the pedestals were a little lower. But it's a cute powder room in exactly the right place. And then here is what they're calling the office or den, but it's really the front bedroom. And it's got a little closet with radiator pipes and wiring running through it. There's no overhead light in a lot of these rooms, which is pretty typical of houses that haven't had a full gut. And I'm not sure you can see, but there's some cracking in places. This is, a lot of these walls and ceilings are plaster, and over time, gravity begins to pull it away from the lath. So we're gonna go up. These windows also have been replaced. These are, and I say newer, they're probably 80s or 90s, double pane wood. So there's a gracious landing up here, crazy light fixture. It's kind of cool. And it's a really wide landing, and I'm gonna turn so you can see looking down. And right here is the one full bath for the upstairs. And there's the little dormer window and a nice big vanity. It's really deep. Coming back out, we have the bedroom to the left. It has the cutest windows, but they are all original. They're really charming. They also are leaking air, but man, they're cool. This room does have an overhead light, and it does have 3 outlets. I know I saw a third one there. And I say this because a lot of times when there are houses that have been redone over time, you don't always get that. So that's an air conditioning duct, and you can see the cracking plaster. And then here is the built-in dresser, which it's not in great shape, but it's very cool. Then you have a linen closet here to your left. Smaller bedroom, but still really nicely sized. You'd probably have to put the bed over here to the side because you have a radiator under the windows. And this bedroom has less electric. We have 1 outlet there and 1 outlet there. And then more ductwork and more ductwork. And this is the closet. It does not have a door. And here, this is the larger of the bedrooms. And no overhead light, but really charming windows. Again, they're older, and there's no light in here, but it does look like with some, you might could put an ensuite bath up here without changing the roof line, with some clever managing of it, because it's a pretty large space, and I can walk to like a foot from the wall before the wall comes in too much. So backing out, here's the return. It's a little dirty. Attic or roof access, and then I'll do a separate video outside.